stream. We are right now in a trail in the College Avenue, well, I guess actually Edinburgh Road area. And I've never been back here before, so what you're seeing for the first time, so am I. So usually I don't go back behind the trails in Guelph because it's kind of some sketchy characters hang out back here, but I'm pretty sure we'll be alright. I think I've been down this, I've been through these, there's a network of trails around here, and I've been through some of the trails before, so I'm pretty sure this will be alright. But this is what the trail looks like. Really not much to see. Pretty. Hey, fire photography, how you doing? I'm on a trail tonight, something a little different. Doing a little nature walk tonight. But yeah, for those of you who are tuning into the stream, thanks for tuning in and joining. There's a little seating area. You can sit there. I'm doing good, no complaints. I've been pretty busy. I've got lots of videos coming up on the channel, so I'm happy about that. There's lots of new content coming out, so if you have been watching, stay tuned for more, because there's going to be a lot more coming. Had a really good day at the airport there a couple weekends ago. Got a lot of good stuff, so hey, Fire Guys 235, what's up? Good to see you. I'm on a trail tonight, doing a little stream from a trail near the south end of Guelph. Kind of a little bit of a different change of scenery. How has the fire buffing been going? Any good catches lately? I got some good content when I was in Peel region there a couple weeks ago for the air show. I got some Pearson Airport responses. I got some Peel Regional EMS, so that was kind of nice. Something I hadn't gotten before. I've always wanted to get a Pearson Airport fire truck, and I finally did, so that was a nice catch. Oh, that's great. Nice. London content's pretty popular, eh? I know fire photography's down there quite a bit too. I gotta get down there one day and just spend a whole day buffing, but see, the thing is, when I go like to London, we have some friends in London, but when I go down there, I'm never by a fire hall, so I can never really buff, and the people I go with don't really want to, don't really want to drop me off and let me buff, so I'm kind of stuck with them. Caught 3 fires? Holy jeez. Wow. I knew London was a busy city for calls and that. I've heard a lot on the scanner there. I listen to the scanner there quite a bit, and I listen to the medical calls, and there's like a lot of unconscious calls up there. I don't know why, but heard a lot of calls over that way. What time is it in London? Well, I'm in Guelph, but we're talking about London right now. What time is it in India? It's probably like, what, 3 in the morning there? Caught 3 fires. Wow, that's crazy. Look at this shit. This is Guelph for you in 2025. We got a frickin' place for needles nowadays, to dump your needles. Anyway, I had to show that. For those of you who are not from Canada, that is a common sight. Needle disposal bins all throughout the parks. That's something that we see quite a lot of up here in Canada. 3:24 in the morning? Wow. Get a lot of late viewers on here. They only do unconscious and VSA. Oh, okay, so they don't do like difficulty breathing or any of that stuff? Because in Guelph, that's what our guys do. They do difficulty breathing, chest pains, unconscious, obviously. Huh. Well, that makes sense. They really need to only go to unconscious and VSAs. They don't really need to go to difficulty breathings or any of that stuff. I know in Guelph, that was the majority of the calls we got. I used to listen to the scanner, and every difficulty breathing, chest pain, the fire department went. So they were really busy. I don't know if they've changed their policy, but they responded to everything medical. But that's nice. One good thing about London is you can still listen to the scanners. They haven't encrypted it, which is really good, because pretty much everything else has been encrypted. Where am I now? I'm in Guelph, Ontario. I'm on a street called Municipal Street. It's a residential area, and we were just in the trails a minute ago. Now we're in the residential area of Municipal Street. Not yet, it's coming. Oh, is it? I'm not surprised, because pretty much everywhere else is encrypted, so I wouldn't be surprised if London goes. Hey, did you see the new truck that London got? It's like, I don't know if it's a technical rescue or if it's a hazmat truck. It's a Rosenbauer. I've seen it on Facebook and it looks really good with the white and red livery. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but it's a white and red Rosenbauer. I'm guessing it's hazmat or some technical rescue, but I don't know. I've seen it and it looks really good. Yeah, Guelph went encrypted years ago, so pretty much everything else is coming up. Yes, I've known about it for almost a year. It's going to be a pod truck going to Station 10, first of its kind. So what will they use that for? A pod truck, is that like a specialty unit, or is it like a rehab truck? Or because I know Toronto has rehab trucks, they have hazmat trucks. Even Hamilton, they have some rehab trucks as well, which is pretty cool. Decon, Tech Rescue, hazmat. Okay, yeah, makes sense. I feel like the bigger London gets, and they have a lot of industry over there, it's necessary to have something like that. Won't be staffed. Okay. So it'll just be kind of like when it's needed kind of truck. It'll be used, but it won't be responding to like regular. It'll be cross-staffed with engine 10, no need for a rehab truck here. Okay, makes sense. All right. Well, that'll be cool to see it. London's getting a lot of new equipment, so it's really neat to see what kind of equipment they got and what kind of equipment they're going to be getting. They're going with Rosenbauer, so best of luck to them. Guelph is we got off the Rosenbauer bandwagon and now we're on to the Pierce bandwagon. We got 2 new Pierce pumpers on order, and we got a couple older Rosenbauer Spartans, so Spartan chassis, Rosenbauer body. They're going to be becoming spares when the 2 new pumpers arrive. Oh, 10 years? Holy jeez. Wow. The whole fleet will be replaced. Jeez. Well, that's some big money right there. But it's needed. You know, a lot of London's trucks are older and they're getting older, and they're well used. They're very well used. I see some of the old ones on Gov deals that they're getting rid of, that they're auctioning off, and those trucks, you can tell they've been used and worked. It's not like Guelph trucks are not as hardly work, like they're worked, but not as hard as some of the other big cities. Rosenbauers are fine as long as they're maintained property. Okay, well that's good. I know I get mixed reviews, like when I talk to some of the firefighters. Some of them say they like it, some of them say they don't like it. The T-Rex and the Raptor that Guelph has, they've been a little bit problematic. And mainly the issue with the Raptor, I know, is the aerial device, because the actual aerial device is a Metz and it comes from Europe. So it's not even an American product in that sense. Major population difference too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, London's much bigger and it's expanding a lot faster than Guelph. But they got some nice equipment, and some of their new trucks. I really like the new livery, the white and red. It really looks good. I really like that new livery. Really suits the trucks well. I think Guelph, we got 1 truck with white and red, and I really like it as compared to just the straight up red. So I'd like to see them do the white and red 2-tone, but who knows, we'll see. Yeah, they do need to update the livery. Our livery is kind of boring. It's kind of like, I don't know what you think about Toronto's livery, but I'm not a big fan of Toronto's livery. It kind of reminds me of Toronto's livery, and I'm not crazy about Toronto's paint scheme. And our paint scheme is kind of, I'm gonna say this, it's kind of cheap and it doesn't really look that good, so it'd be nice to see an update. London, yeah, it's nice to see with the new trucks, the white and red. I think the general livery is still pretty much the same, like in terms of the striping and the badging, but just that white and red really adds to it, in my opinion. I've always liked 2-tones. That's one thing I like about a lot of American departments, is a lot of them run 2-tones, and it really looks good. And some of the color combos stateside are really nice. I seen you uploaded a video from your local Department of Wyoming. That was pretty cool to see the two trucks responding at the same time. Do you get a lot of, is the call volume in Wyoming pretty high, or is it pretty quiet over there? Because you guys are right by the highway, so I would imagine it's probably fairly busy. I know Puss Lunch, them being right by the highway, it gets quite busy. But those Wyoming trucks look good. Oh, were you driving that? Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. So who was filming it? Was your friend Matt filming it? We're slower this year, just under 100 calls. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Do you guys get are you guys near the oil refineries there? Because I know the oil refineries are down that way. Do you guys get called out to them at all, or is that a separate area? Or because I know the oil refineries are right down by that area, and I imagine, well, I think some of them have their own departments. The oil refineries have their own fire service. Buddy of mine on the department couldn't make the call because he had to run some errands, so he filmed it. I was going, oh, that's good. So how does that work? When you guys get a call, if you don't make it to the station, does somebody, like, do you get left behind, or do you still respond to that call on your vehicle? Or how does that work as a volunteer firefighter? Like, if you don't make it to the truck or to the call, do you just get, like, do you get canceled off, or are you still, like, when you get called out, you have to respond? How does that system work? Way different. They're almost 35 minutes from us. Okay, that makes sense. And they have their own departments. Yeah, I've seen some of the ones in the States, they have their own equipment, and there was actually just a new Rosenbauer delivered to Strathcone out in Alberta, a blue and white one. It looks really good. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's a really nice looking truck. If you don't make it to the station, you don't go. Simple as that. Every department is different. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it's very a requirement, like with a volunteer, do you have to be within a certain vicinity of the hall? Like, do you have to be you have to be close to it, like, in order to work there. You have to kind of be close to I know with Puss Lunch and our township fire departments, you have to be close to the station in order to work for that service and be able to get there. So I imagine it's probably the same with you guys. Have to live within 5 kilometers. Okay, fair enough. So with volunteer fire departments, would you say, is there a lot of demand for that kind of firefighting right now? Or, like, is there a lot of volunteer fire departments looking for people, or is it more full-time? Because most guys start out volunteer and then they go on to full-time once they've got some experience. I actually knew one guy, he was going to be a firefighter, and he was telling me he's going to start off at Puss Lunch because he lived that way, and then he was going to get some experience there, and then he was going to move on to try to get a full-time. Yes, no one wants to volunteer anymore. Yeah, well, it's a good way to get some experience, and it's kind of a different experience in the sense, you get to experience the job in a bit of a different way, like as compared to full-time, where there's differences, I'm sure, but I'm sure it looks good on a resume having some volunteer experience, and you can make connections and get people to help you through the process, because it's quite a process to get a job as a firefighter. So I'm sure that's a good asset to have too, make those connections and get that experience and be able to get a job at a full-time department. So I always wanted to be a firefighter, but I don't think it's in my cards. I think I might be a better dispatcher or something, but I like to film them, so I guess I could say I get my jolly somewhere or another with the fire service. Actually, in Guelph there, we our main I go to the main hall a lot because there's a lot of responses out of there. And the main road that they respond on, Wellington Street, was closed for construction. They just opened it today, but the intersection on Wyndham is still closed, so they're still responding through the back streets to get to where they need to go. So hopefully Wellington is fully opened and they can start responding on Wellington again, because response times were getting kind of delayed because of the construction. So for those of you who have joined the stream, thank you very much. A bit of a channel update here. We've got lots of new content on the channel from the air show. So I don't know how many of you guys ended up going to the air show, but there was a lot of good content that I've posted already from the air show. I got to see an F-35 landing, and I also seen one take off, and I filmed both. So the F-35 video I'll probably drop tomorrow, and it'll be up on the channel ready to watch. And the F-35 landing I've already posted. So the F-35 takeoff will probably be tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And check out the F-35 landing if you haven't already. It's a pretty good video, and it's the first time I've ever caught a fighter jet landing, so it was really quite a treat for me. So hopefully you guys are as excited about it as I was, because it was really something to see. It was really a good experience to see the F-35 and hear the noise of that plane. My God, it's a loud plane and powerful too. So it was really an awesome experience to see that plane in action. So now we're heading back towards Municipal Street. We kind of did the square there. There's a trail in behind, and this takes you back out to a different part of Municipal Street. This park right here, this Centennial Park, I used to play here a lot when I was in high school. In grade 9 especially, we would come to the park and we'd fool around, and we'd go up Moe Hill there, and we'd all play on the hill and fool around. We had our fun. They were good times. Simpler. And this has always been a good spot. Actually, my dad lives around here, and sometimes when I visit him, we come and we bring the dog. We bring the dog to the park here and we let him run in the field. It's a really good spot to let the dogs play. So this is a nice area. I spent a lot of my childhood in this kind of area because I lived close to here, and obviously my whole high school career was spent in this area. I went to College Heights, which is just literally behind me. So a lot of good times from this neck of the woods. So I always like to come back here sometimes and pay it a visit. And that's another stream you guys should go check out. I did a live stream where I walked around my high school, my old high school, College Heights. So be sure to check out that live stream if you want. I have a playlist called My Live Stream, so you can go on that playlist and you can find that stream and watch it. And I documented my old school, and I told some stories from when I was in school and showed a little bit more of this area. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And yeah, the channel's doing pretty well. We've got lots of content, and there's lots more to come. I can't believe how many videos I filmed at the airport. Between responses and aviation content, there's a lot of stuff that I was able to capture. So there's lots to see. And I also was in Cambridge yesterday, so I got a Waterloo, or the day before I was in Cambridge, and I got a Waterloo ambulance responding, and I posted that on the channel. I believe it was yesterday, so be sure to check that video out. There'll be some more, as I said, aviation content coming in the future. There'll be a couple more responses. I got some Peel regional EMS vehicles responding, so they'll be up on the channel. You guys can go see that. And yeah, I really hope you guys are enjoying the content I've been posting. I'm gonna try to move away from shorts. I'm not gonna stop the shorts. I actually put out a community poll about YouTube shorts. I'm not going to stop them because a lot of you guys enjoy them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to post them a little bit less frequent, because they do take a lot of oxygen away from the videos, because a lot of people love YouTube shorts. I personally like the old way of just the videos, but the shorts really were a pivotal point in my channel. They built up a lot of my subscriber base, and you know, they've done a lot for my channel. And I always say to people, if you use YouTube Shorts right, you can get subscribers very quickly. Like, I remember when I was starting out on YouTube, I had a few of my friends and they were starting out as well. And I constantly told them, I said, if you want to get subscribers quick and you want to get your channel to be known, use YouTube Shorts, because it really does build up that subscriber count. It really does rake in the views. But the problem is, I relied on Shorts maybe a little bit too much, and it did take away the attention from some of my videos. So obviously we have to restructure and maybe put a little bit more emphasis on those videos in the future. So, because there's a lot of good videos out there on my channel that haven't gotten the attention that they deserve because of Shorts. So I caution all YouTubers, be careful how you use Shorts. And this is the public works yard. See, we got a whole row of EVs here. These are all management vehicles and inspection vehicles, building inspection vehicles. There's probably, if I was to guess, there's probably about $500,000 in electric vehicles right here. This is the, a lot of our city services have been trying to go the route of EVs or electric vehicles, which in my opinion is not the wisest route, because they're very expensive and they don't have the same longevity as a gas vehicle. But yeah, they kind of are, depending on, I mean, I can see your point, they kind of are pointless in a way, but for me personally, I owe a lot to Shorts because they did build up my subscriber count. But like I said earlier, they can affect the views on your videos, so I kind of have to restructure and work around that now. Fire Guys 235 said hi. Well, hello again, Fire Guys 235. I really enjoyed our little chat about the fire services, and I was really happy to get a little enlightened on the volunteer stuff. So yeah, no, you got some great videos, fire photography, so I wouldn't worry so much about Shorts for you. And you know, you found something that works with videos. So myself, I would just keep posting videos and don't worry about the Shorts so much. For me, I kind of like having a little bit of everything on my channel. As you can tell, I have live streams, I have Shorts, I have videos. So I kind of like a little bit of everything. And I think it does attract a wider audience if you have a little bit of everything, but it all depends on what you want and what works for you. Everybody's YouTube journey is different. Like, I never thought, when I started YouTube 3 years ago, I never thought I would do live streams. But I kind of pondered with the idea, and I thought, you know, it's a good way to build watch time. It's a good way to engage with your audience, and it's also a good way to kind of experiment with YouTube a little bit and see what you like. And so I was happy to do it, and hi to that person walking. Yeah, I usually don't engage with people when I'm walking, but yeah, there's the odd person I might say hello to. Especially if it's a pretty girl, then I'll definitely say hello. But anyway, yeah, no, yeah, so, I mean, whatever works for you guys. I mean, myself, I really like the live streams. I think they're fun. I think it's a great way to connect with you guys. Like, just think, if I didn't do a live stream, I'd still connect with you, but not to the same degree that we do now. Like, we can have full-on conversations about stuff, and, you know, it's really, really a good thing. So, and I actually saw your live stream, fire photography. I thought it was really good, and I'm lucky I caught it when I did, because I was a little late. I saw you were streaming for quite a bit when I joined in, so I'm glad I caught you in time. So how's everybody doing? What's going on? How's school going, fire photography? I know you're probably back in school by now. School just got in our district, school just got in about 3 days ago. They had a PA day, so Monday was a holiday, Tuesday was a PA day, and then Wednesday they went back to school for the Upper Grand District School Board. So a little bit of a short week for the students, so that was nice. So right now we're on Water Street, heading back towards Edinburgh Road. I'm not sure when I'll be doing another one, getting busy with school and stuff. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, school does. And I'm sure you probably get homework and that, so that does take some time. That's one good thing about, like, with me, you know, I started the channel after I graduated, or pretty much right around the time that I was graduating, so I had a lot of time for the first little bit to kind of get my bearings and and get the channel going. So, and like even like I guess you could say I work part-time. I'm self-employed, really. I do my own grass cutting and shoveling, so I don't actually work for somebody. I'm kind of self-employed, so I kind of have, my schedule's a little bit different. Sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm less busy, depending on how many customers I have to cut grass for, shovel driveways for, whatever. I've been good. Finished my homework at school. Well, that's good. That's good. Every time people talk to me about homework, it's like, to me, it's such a foreign concept, because the school I went to, we never had homework. Like, the teachers would never give us homework. Even if you didn't do your work at school and you didn't finish on time, they would never give you homework. So it was kind of, you know, it was interesting. And we would get, like, I would do my work. I would always have my work done on time, so like I never had a problem handing work in on time. So, you know, I would do my work at lunch and I would do my work in the morning, because I usually got to school a half hour early, so I'd spend that time working on my assignments, and then I'd get them handed in, and then by the time I got to class, pretty much all my stuff was done. Am I a Trump supporter? Yes, I am, and I'm proud to admit it. I am a Trump supporter, and I always will be. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I like Trump. But yeah, no, I always got my work done on time and got it all handed in. And like, work at my school was really easy. It was a lot of trade school. It was a trade school, so there was a lot of trade related stuff and shop related stuff. So the work was pretty light. Hello, welcome to the stream. I see we have someone saying hello. Beautiful night. It's cooled down a lot in Southern Ontario. I don't know where you guys are, but it's cooled down a lot. We don't have the heat wave anymore, thank God. Your school is the opposite. It's in between. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, my friend goes to, and like my neighbor, he goes to a more academic kind of school, and he was telling me, he was saying literally the first day back he had homework, and like and I said to him, it's the first day of school, you already got homework? And he was like, yep. And he's got homework pretty much every night for English, math, and it's like, holy jeez, man. But one thing about it, it does give people some self-discipline, and it gives them some responsibility. So there is positives to homework, but it does take away from your free time. I remember I got in an argument with a teacher once, and I said, I give you 6 hours of my day when I come to school. I do the work. I hand him the assignments. Why, when I go home, should I have to do homework? And I was like in grade 6 at the time, grade 7, and I was arguing with my teacher about homework. And the teacher looked at me and she said, you're right, Will. You do give me 6 hours of your time by coming to school and sitting in my classroom every day. And she didn't really know how to respond, because I guess no one had ever challenged her on homework. And I challenged her on homework, but I was given homework in elementary school, but high school there was none. But now I'm out of school, and I never really wanted to go to college, because I never was really good in school. I kind of always wanted to work and do my own thing and not really worry about school. So I'm not going to college, and I don't have any dreams of going to college. You got balls to say that. Oh yeah, I was a ballsy kid. I was a bit of a mouthpiece when I was younger. I spoke my mind. The teachers in elementary school, the teachers didn't like me so much, because I always spoke up. High school, I kind of calmed down a little bit. But as I was saying, since I've graduated high school, I've never really had any ambition to go to college or anything, because I don't really know what I want to do. And in my opinion, you should never go to school, like university or college, if you're not really sure what you want to do. Because you got to remember, you're paying for all that. University is expensive, college is expensive, and there's a lot of studying and responsibility involved with doing that. And if you're not really sure what you want to do, I don't know why people would do it, but that's just my suggestion. I would only go to school if you know 100% what you want to do and you're passionate about what you want to do. But otherwise, I would go out and work and get some experience and kind of get your footing before you go to before you go to college. What about you, fire photography? Do you have plans on going to college? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, what's your dream job? I can honestly say I don't really have a dream job. I just like working. I don't really care if I'm cutting grass or working at a farm. I've done both of those and I like them. I don't really care. As long as I'm making money and saving money, I don't really have a career profession per se. One thing I will do, like, I do not want to work at Wendy's. No, I don't like that kind of work. I always did well in landscaping and that kind of work. I was always good at that kind of stuff. I worked for a landscaping crew for summer, and right now I cut grass for people and I shovel driveways in the winter. And I also worked on a farm for a bit when I was a kid, like when I was 13, 14. I like that work. So, no, but I don't really have a particular career ambition. I know a lot of people do. When I tell people that they don't have a career ambition, they look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, what do you want to do with your life? I'm like, I just want to make money and survive. I don't really care what I'm doing as long as I'm happy, and maybe I'll do YouTube. That would be nice. I could do YouTube as a job. I love doing the YouTube thing. Filming emergency vehicles and doing all that kind of stuff. So now we're on Edinburgh Road. We're at the bridge, heading home. So I'm gonna end this stream soon, and but yeah, I'm gonna cross Wellington Street and then I'll probably close it off. So 5-minute warning. But it's a beautiful night here in Guelph. It's not too hot. The heat wave that southern Ontario was experiencing is finished, and now we got a bit of a cool wave coming through. It's a little cooler now, so I'll take it. After all the heat we had, it's kind of nice to have the break and have a little bit of cool weather. So, no complaints on my part. I don't have it all panned out yet. Yeah, fair enough. You're still pretty young. How old are you? What, 15, 16? You'll figure it out. I mean, I'm 21 and I still don't know what I want to do, and I don't know if I ever will. So that's understandable. Planned out. Oh, there's Aerial 1. See if I can zoom in on it. There's Aerial 1. Got to keep an eye on the crosswalk. I don't want to miss my light. Probably returning to headquarters. But yeah. So right now we're at the intersection of Wellington and Edinburgh. This is a notorious intersection for accidents. Yeah, there's Aerial 1. Holding back there a little bit, so I can't really get a great shot of him, but that's as good as we're gonna get. I actually saw this truck responding earlier today, but I wasn't able to get a video of it because it went the wrong way. It went in the opposite direction of me. Oh, there he's responding. Turned his lights on, and he is responding. I can't film him though because I'm crossing the street, but he is responding. Don't know where he's going. Probably downtown. So if you want to count that as a response, you can count that as a response. So that's kind of a good way to end the stream, with a response of Aerial 1. And we're going to end the stream here in this in the old OPP detachment parking lot. And I want to thank everybody who joined. It was a good stream. I really enjoyed our conversations with Fire Guys 235 and Fire Photography and everybody else who joined in. So thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys for sticking it out and listening to my ramblings. If I ever ramble on too much, just please let me know in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for joining, and stay tuned for some more awesome content coming out through the week. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. You guys take care.